and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of The Hidden Agenda, where we spring topics on each other and then discuss them until they run out of steam and just peter off, and that's the end of it. Just like this introduction, really.
Yeah, this is really running out of steam very quickly, isn't it?
I am Tony.
I'm Thanasi.
And today, like always, we have 5 items on the agenda.
I think we should really stop saying that bit.
What, and just...
I think 5 is established now.
Okay, well, we have items on the agenda.
We have a show for you today.
So let's get cracking.
Go on then.
With item number 1.
Yep.
I saw an ad for a microwave meal.
Yep.
And it looked pretty good. You know, microwave meals have a pretty low quality.
Very low threshold, yeah.
Yeah, but this one, it had a nice, thick, chunky juices of beef.
Juices of beef.
Juicy beef, you know, it had fresh-looking vegetables, it had nice thick gravy, and I watched this and I thought, this actually, I mean, as far as microwave meals go, this looks alright.
Looks good, yeah.
And she, on the ad, the lady took it out of the microwave and then popped it on the ground and a dog came over and started eating it. And I just felt dirty. I was like...
Wait, so it was meant for dogs?
It's dog food.
Oh. What, dogs get TV dinners now?
Well, I was like, that appealed to me.
Oh, yeah, I can see how you'd feel that way.
But this is the topic I want to raise is dog food getting too good?
Or is human food getting too bad?
Yeah, well, I guess...
Are our standards for the things we'll eat going so far down that it's about the same as dogs now?
Yeah, well, that's kind of, I guess, just the same thing from a different view. But
yeah.
But, yeah, some questions I have is... well, first of all, is that a problem? Do we want to cap how good dog food can be? Or should it just be open to whatever? The sky's the limit.
I mean... As any true free market capitalist would tell you, it should be as expensive as people are willing to pay for it, right? But what would I personally spend more on my dog's food than I would on my own? Nah, not a chance.
Why? Do you just feel like the dog wouldn't appreciate it as much as you would?
The dog doesn't, I don't think so.
One of the things that always confused me is that we invented chocolate for dogs.
Did we?
Yeah, you can get dog specific, because chocolate is,
toxic to dogs.
So we have this carob chocolate substitute for dogs, because obviously people were like, nah, that's not on, not being able to feed a dog chocolate.
Can I eat the chocolate?
I think so.
Probably be pretty gross.
I don't think it's as good as, I mean, it must have come from someone who was eating chocolate and their dog was just giving them the puppy dog eyes, just like, I really want this chocolate.
Well, you can't have any, because it'll kill you.
But and then they went, stuff this. I'm going to the lab and I'm cracking this case.
But it's like people that buy their dogs, sweaters and hats and shoes. Why? Are they trying to play dress up? Is it just like, oh, I wear clothes, so my dog should wear clothes too? Like,
I guess that's the same logic as the chocolate.
That's the chocolate. So what's the fucking point in dog chocolate?
I mean, we invented dog hats. Dog hats, dog chocolate.
Dogs don't need hats.
No, they're pretty good at keeping the sun out.
Off their skin, yeah. They don't need hats.
Well, Thanasi, I had a little bit of a look into some dog foods.
Uh-oh.
And I would like to play with you a game right now.
Oh, here we go. All right, yep.
I'm going to read off several foods.
Like brand names or?
Not brand names, just descriptions of...
Okay, yep.
A lot of these are from cans.
And I have to say whether it's dog food or people food?
You have to guess which of the sets of 3 is people food.
Okay, so there's going to be sets of 3, and I have to guess which ones are people food.
Yes.
All right.
There's only 1 in each set.
Okay.
So, round 1.
Yep.
The item is lamb meatballs with spinach and yellow peas.
That's definitely dog food.
The second, slow-cooked lamb with chickpea, amaranth, and sweet potato mash. Or hickory beef and herbs in gravy. Which is fit for human consumption?
Which one is the people food? I'm going to go with the last one because I can't see anyone bothering to smoke meat for a dog.
You have just eaten dog food.
Oh, fuck. Was it the middle one?
It was
Yeah,
the middle
yeah.
one. Slow cooked lamb.
The amaranth actually should have given it away. Because it's an ingredient I've never heard of, and people love eating shit they've never heard of before.
I just like hickory beef with herbs.
Yeah, that sounds like people food. They all sound like people food. The first one sounded like dog food.
The first one's out there,
Yeah.
that was very much dog food.
Yeah.
All right, round 2.
Yep.
Chicken and bacon casserole. Or pasture-raised lamb with carrots and green beans. Or would you rather have kangaroo sweet potato and green beans?
Two of them have green beans. I think the first one's people food.
You have eaten...
Oh,
No, that is correct. You've eaten people food.
bastard. Yeah, good.
Chicken and bacon casserole
Yeah.
from Heinz in a can.
That sounds shitty, actually. I wouldn't want to eat it.
Would you rather have the pasture-raised lamb?
Probably.
That is dog food.
Yep.
All right, round 3.
All right.
Cool. So 4 rounds. You've got 1 right so far.
Okay.
Ravioli bolognese. Or
Nobody's feeding a dog pasta.
lamb pasta and vegetables.
You knew I was going to say that.
Or chunky stew with beef and pasta.
Would anyone bother commenting on the texture of dog food by adding the word chunky? They probably would, wouldn't they? I'm going to go with the bolognese.
The bolognese is human food.
Yeah, nice.
So the others, there's two others, both pastas.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Feed it to a dog.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 4th round. Final
All right, so
round.
I'm 2 for 3 so far.
Yes.
Yep.
Roast beef with carrots, peas, and chia.
Superfoods, massive air quotes there,
Yeah.
tend to be quite a human thing.
All right. Or the other item on the menu is chicken and duck and with garden vegetables.
Yeah, okay.
Or, if none of those appeal, you could have a lovely grain-fed home-style beef stew with carrots and potatoes.
That's difficult. I mean, I want to say the duck because I feel like nobody would feed duck to a dog.
You would be wrong.
Oh, no.
They were all dog food.
Oh, that's cheating. Yeah, okay.
So,
Well, 50% I passed. Actually, really. Really, 2/3 because that last one didn't fucking count.
but I would say if you pick dog food for any of them, that's a fail.
Well, it sounds like very edible dog food.
Yeah, well, that's the point. It's too good.
It's too good.
Dogs are having it too good.
I think we're having it too shitty.
You think?
Yeah, I think it's the other way. I think we've all just given up on eating good things.
Well,
It's too much time and effort.
I reckon, yeah, some of this dog food looks a lot probably healthier and tastier than what, like a McCain's pizza.
Oh, it almost certainly is.
Yeah, but we don't, I don't know. Maybe
no,
it's
that's-
time to try some dog food.
My first topic and the second topic overall. The general... So, when you don't have a message typed into Facebook Messenger, the send button is instead replaced with a thumbs up button.
Right, yep.
And replying with that thumbs up,
As I did earlier to
as
you
you
two.
did earlier today, which is what prompted me to bring this in, is the single most dismissive thing I've ever been subjected to by anybody. And so many more people than you do it. It's not just you. It's even worse than getting a fucking K back. It's even, you didn't even have to fucking press in the text box for the keyboard to pop up, to type a letter, to press it. You just hit the fucking, and especially when you squeeze it, you get the big fucking thumbs up that takes up half the screen. Fuck that, man.
I like that thing. I don't know how it works. To me, it feels like a gamble. It's like beat the
Because
bomb.
it disappears if you hold on to it too long.
Yeah, so it's kind of like just a beat the bomb competition. You know,
Yeah.
"Oh, can it hold it? Hold it. Nah, pull it
Well,
out."
here's the thing: is I know that you didn't send that to be dismissive. But what I mean is that I personally I can't send that to people because to me it feels like I'm just going like, yeah, whatever, man.
To me, it's sort of like
It's it's just a tacit acknowledgement, right?
it's all it is.
It's literally just like, yeah, I got it, kind of thing.
so. But I mean,
No, I can't do it. I can't handle it. I don't mind getting it, but it depends who I'm getting it from. From yourself and a handful of other people, it's whatever. Like I know exactly what it means.
yeah. Well, look, if you were offended, I wouldn't change my behaviour anyway.
Exactly.
The thumbs up kind of I think it ends the conversation in a way. So I would only use it when that's kind of like I need to go off and do something now. Or
Right.
This is an acknowledgement.
Not when the conversation has ended, but when you need to end the conversation.
Well, it's when I can't devote. I
Be
guess.
honest.
I think that you're possibly right. Yeah.
When you need to end the conversation, you thumb them off.
But
I've actually had this conversation with several people. One of my good friends really hates the thumb. Like, he gets offended by the thumb.
right.
Yeah.
I think to me, rules of manners like they don't apply in a text-based medium as much.
I suspect he gets offended more because he's a literature major than anything else, though.
Well, that's not
He just likes writing. He finds it incredibly lazy. He feels that, you know, if he's getting a thumb from someone, that they're not even bothering to put a few choice words together for him.
Yeah, but I mean, if I have free time, like if I'm sitting around, I'll type out a message if we're having an interesting conversation. But
Sure.
If we're just organising plans, that's not deep. I'll see you at the cinema at 7 is not to me a deep and enriching conversation.
Sure, but
It's a pragmatic exchange of information.
I can't argue. This is the problem, is I can't argue with that.
And if we're having a deep and enriching
Yeah.
conversation, then the thumbs up has no place in a deep and enriching conversation.
It's logic it's inarguable logic. I can't argue with that. Put it this way: if I was organising to see someone later in the week,
Yeah.
and I said, all good, organised, and I just got a thumb,
Yeah.
I would not expect to see them there later on that week.
Right.
And in fact, the kind of people that do respond like that are generally the kind of people that either forget and double book, and then decide to stitch me up, or just don't show up.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you a plan confirmer?
Yes.
Oh, see, I never, I expect if we set something up a week ago, I will just head out there with blind
Yeah,
faith.
if it's like, okay, so it depends on the person.
Right.
In general, if it's one other person, often not, I'll just be like, I'll send a message like I'm on my way before I leave in case something's fucked up.
so they go,
Oh, yeah, about that, dude. And that's happened to me a few times. But it really just depends on the person. But if it's a group of people, I will generally confirm.
right.
Because more often than not, if one person drops out, that leads to a cascade of people dropping out.
Oh, the domino effect.
The old domino effect, yeah. The one person that binds the entire group together like a glue. Yeah.
The nucleus.
The nucleus of the group, yeah. So you always got to check up on that shit.
Maybe I'm callous about.
I think you're a bit blasé, a bit laissez-faire.
I think, well, yeah.
That's fine though, as long as people are okay with that. And I think you get away with it a lot better than most people do.
Right.
Because coming from me, I think the thumbs up is kind of like a fuck off, like whatever.
Right.
It's just whatever. Like it'd be like if I typed whatever capital W with a full stop at the end.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
My father, whenever he sort of is subjected to a topic that he has no
interest in.
Yeah, so he's being talked at.
Yeah.
And then they're waiting for a response. He will often just say, certainly does. Even if it makes
absolutely no context.
Or even if it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, in the
It's
context.
Like, they've been doing up amazing things with dog food. Certainly does.
Certainly does.
That's his. I got nothing here.
So that's his fuck off, essentially. That's his, like, I don't want to talk about
Certainly does.
Certainly does.
Yeah. Third topic.
Yep.
Thanasi.
Yo.
Have you heard of a show called Chuck Finn?
No.
It is a kids show.
Yep.
It is. I think it does not get the credit it deserves.
Okay.
It came out in 2000.
All right.
I caught it when they started popping up all those like digital side channels.
Yeah,
And
all the extra channels.
Yeah, and they quickly needed a bunch of crap to put on them.
Yep.
So I think I was unemployed at the time, and there was just hours of this Chuck Finn and back-to-back episodes.
Yep.
Let me just run you through the premise.
All right.
It's part of the amazing thing, but not all of the amazing.
Not all of the amazing, all right.
So the premise is Chuck Finn. He's a Canadian kid, and he moves into outback Australia. So he's a cool Canadian kid, wears the hat backwards, skateboarding, and he's now got to adjust himself to the outback of Australia, and he's having a hard time.
Sounds like a disaster waiting to happen.
He wants to go back to Canada.
Of course he
He's
does.
in the bush. He's not having it. So he goes to school and he's making friends.
Sure.
And he's got the nerdy friend.
Yeah.
Everyone's
The token nerdy friend, yeah.
And then he's got this the token female friend.
Okay.
Her dad runs
Yeah.
a steamboat. That's his job. Is he has a steamboat and he takes people up and down the Murray River on this the very gorgeous sort of old steamboat, and
Like a steam paddler, yeah.
yeah, and you can. There's got rooms and things, and they
Sure.
serve meals.
It's a whole thing.
Now, that steamboat, would you believe it? There's a rival steamboat operator.
I wouldn't believe it.
Oh, there is. And they want to crush. It's called the Tingala Rose. They want to crush the Tingala Rose and put them out of business so they can be the sole
steamboat on the Murray River.
So now, would you believe he's also got bullies? So he's got on top of this, he's friends with a woman who's got a steamboat that's trying to be put out of business by a rival steam. So not only has he got to navigate that murky water, and also
he's being bullied.
Yeah, and also adjust the outback. He's being bullied, right?
Right.
What if I told you, throw this in on top of all of that stew that's bubbling up?
Yep.
That the steamboat is haunted.
Which one?
The one that
Their
the girls...
one?
Yeah. It's a haunted steamboat, right? But it's only haunted by 2 ghosts. So it's not crowded, you know.
Okay, yep.
Now...
Who are the ghosts?
I'm glad you asked.
Yeah.
One of the ghosts is a woman from the Victorian era.
Yep.
She's got the frock.
Yeah.
She almost looks like a Victorian prostitute.
She's the history lesson.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the second ghost, 1950s rockabilly sort of Elvis.
Of course it is.
So not only has he got, he's got to adjust to life in the bush. He's missing his home.
Bullies, friends, homesick, rival steamboat, and ghosts.
A couple of ghosts who, for some reason, only appear in front of this core group of children.
Okay, yeah.
And they never show themselves.
Yeah,
anyway.
well,
because the adults wouldn't understand.
The adults are too boring.
So, all right. Now we're getting
Don't
to
tell me there's more.
Well, we're getting to the amazing part.
So none of that was the amazing part.
No, this is the amazing part.
Okay.
They came up with 32 fucking episodes with that premise. How the fuck do you do that? That's incredible. You 32 storylines with this
that
mess.
all fit within that.
All fit with these parameters. Like, how do you... As a writer,
how do you... I'm trying to write a parody show now, and I'm struggling to come up with 5 minutes.
Well, I want to put a challenge to you, Thanasi.
Oh, no.
Can you come up with even just one plot synopsis that features all of these elements? Just a high-level plot detail.
Right now on the spot?
Right now on the spot.
All right, let's see. It starts off. It's a particularly hot day.
Okay.
And the kids have been sent home from school early because it's too hot to be at school, as happens quite often in Australia. Mm-hmm. So what's the character's name?
Chuck Finn.
Chuck Finn. and the young girl, they go off to go see her dad. Is it right?
Yep, dad.
At the steamboat. So they go off in there, and the dad just like
the Tingala Rose.
Tingala Rose. What's the enemy ship called?
I don't recall.
Didn't have a name?
No.
So they go onto the Tingala Rose and they talk to dad, and the dad's just like, it's so hot today, I won't be able to run the steamer because I'm afraid the boilers might explode. Right. But, it's because this is an old ship, and our enemy ship is, they've got more modern boilers, so they're going to be taking all our business today. Whatever shall we do?
Right, okay, cool. You've used about 40% of the required...
Yeah. And so then the 2 kids, Chuck Norris and the girl, Chuck Finn?
Chuck Finn.
And the girl, they go off and they're like, all right, we'll sort this out. So they go and find the nerdy friend.
Yep.
And they talk to him about, what's something they can do to potentially improve the efficiency of this boiler.
This is pretty good for just out your ass.
Yeah. And then they all run back to the ship and they think, we need something to cool it down. What's really cool? And then one goes, Elvis Presley was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So they go and find the Elvis ghost.
Yep.
And they say to him, how do we make things really cool?
Yeah.
And then, he gives them an idea of like, you just gotta do it, man. Like, you just gotta be cool and stuff. Be confident, just believe in yourself.
Is there a mistake? Like, do they both think they're talking about different things? The kid is talking about cooling engines.
And Elvis is talking about being like, cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
But, but they're kind of conflating the two, right?
Right, all right.
So, they're taking just cool as a general concept.
So why is the nerdy kid gone to a Elvis impersonator for science advice?
I had 10 seconds to make this up, man. Cut me some fucking slack, all right? So,
Right, fair enough.
And so the nerdy kid and the other kid and Chuck Norris and the girl, they take the advice from Elvis. Then, some kind of montage happens where they, go buy some ice and hang it over in nets or something so that it's dripping cool water onto the boiler so they can run it.
Okay,
kind of thing, and then the dad, puts the pedal to the metal and runs the Tingalpa Rose all the way up the river and overtakes the other dickhead.
It's not a race.
and gets to the man, whatever, and gets the jetty first and picks up the passengers and they win.
Okay, but you've left out the bullies. You've left out one of the ghosts.
I did leave it. I know. I couldn't do it. No, here you go. And as they're overtaking the bad guy ship, the bullies are on the ship there because they are obviously related to the bad guys somehow, right?
Yeah, well, I don't actually...
Probably. Mm-hmm. And so they're like, we'll get you back for this. Chuck Norris and the Tingalpa Rose. And then the Victorian ghost comes out and is just like... says hi. There you go. Done. I had to just get it in there somehow.
That is beautiful. That is... Just 31 more to go, and then you've...
Just 31 more of those. Well, that took me, 2 minutes? So it took me about half an hour. Oh, no, an hour?
Let's just see if you can keep up that rate. I think you would start to fall apart.
I reckon I was starting to fall apart about 40 seconds ago.
But isn't that just incredible? Just... The amount of stuff in that show.
Yeah, that's a lot of crap.
Maybe kids shows are normally like a guy with boots that make him shrink.
Yeah, I know.
That's it. Like that's all he has to deal with.
Though actually, the Australian kids shows tend to be a little bit more involved. You remember like Blinky Bill? Like Blinky Bill was the big conservation environmental thing, and
yeah, but he just potted around and pissed off Wombo, and
well, he had to stop the guys with the wood chip mill.
That was part of it. There was
if
a lot
he
of
didn't
episodic...
do it, nobody would. Good old Blinky Bill.
Yeah. That was one of those... I always had a problem with those.
Was there a platypus in that show?
Yes, there was. Splodge.
Splodge, that's it.
That's a name that has not lasted the test of time.
No, it has really not stood up to the test of time.
Yeah, kids shows that had, like, continuing plots, I never used to like them. Because you'd always...
Because you'd always miss one or two of them through the week, right?
Yeah, like, all right, we're going out for dinner tonight. Oh, okay.
No, but I want to watch... No, we're going out. Fine.
And then you watch it the next night and they're in the snow and you're like, how the fuck did they get
We were in the desert yesterday.
This just makes no sense anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, to me, it's just amazing that those writers came up with 30 episodes.
32 episodes of that. That's fascinating.
I think it is. I find it very fascinating.
That is fascinating. I don't know how well my episode would stack up to theirs, though.
I reckon it would be better than some of theirs.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think so.
Sounds good. Well, mine had a steam paddler race in it, so
yeah,
that's pretty high intensity stuff.
I don't know why it was never a race.
Well, it is now. So my second topic and the fourth overall is something that I'm very familiar with, but in general people won't be. And the reason I'm familiar with it is because I was once quite a large person, and I'm now not as large.
Right.
Now, I have found that, as a big guy, and I don't mean like a really big guy, like I was 150 kilos, right? So a properly solid guy. It was quite obviously, difficult to find fashionable or really any clothing sometimes, right? You'd go shopping and you'd find little to nothing that actually fit you. And so, years of this, whatever. It was always frustrating. It was always upsetting. It was always disappointing. It was always all these, shopping was an extremely emotional thing. Most people go out to buy a pair of pants. They buy a pair of pants. They come home. I go out to buy a pair of pants. I spend 4 hours looking for a pair of pants. It fits me. I don't find them. I go home sad.
Right.
So since then, I've lost all this weight, and I'm now down to sort of pretty regular sizes. And now I've got the other problem. Everybody fucking else is the same size as me, so I go out and I can't find anything to buy either. Because I'm now in the normal range of sizes, it's all been bought. So I go out to buy something and there's still nothing for me to buy.
Right.
Yeah, but I always get things that are very close. One size too small, one size too large.
Right.
But the exact one I'm looking for is missing 80% of the time, I swear to God.
Yeah, okay, I see. So it's not, yeah.
You're damned if you do and you're damned. Like, I was fat, I couldn't find anything because people weren't that fat. I'm now a normal size and everybody else is the same size as me, so there's nothing for me to buy because it's all been bought because I always leave it too late to go and buy shit. Like, I wait for the last 2 weeks of summer to go and buy my summer shit, right?
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Well, yeah, so I don't find any that's in my size.
Shopping is a pain in the ass.
It really is. People tend to switch off in shopping centres. I had to recently buy a pair of shoes. And even though, I don't mind going in to buy something and whatever, because I'm one of those people that can go in there knowing exactly what I want, go in, get it, and leave without the meandering and the wandering and the window shopping.
So
right?
you know what pair of shoes you want as you're about to go in?
Yeah, exactly the same ones I had. Oh. Just another pair of the same if I could find them, or as close as possible.
Don't they? Shoes are becoming like phones now almost, where it's like, oh no, last year's model, we don't have those shoes. We've got...
Well, I could even show them to you if you want. I've got a pair of ratty old shoes in the corner there, and just last week I went and bought the exact same pair, and I've had those for 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe because I used to buy all my shoes from Target. They never...
So, which means it extends my shopping experience into this. So, where I used to, or where rather I would like to go in and just buy the thing I'm looking for, instead I'm sort of forced to participate in the window shopping, slightly drooling, kind of shuffling, zombie-like. People will literally drag themselves through shopping centres at a snail's pace, just stopping and staring at. You're not going to buy the $600 fucking silver fondue dish. Just move on. You're not there to buy a fondue. Nobody needs one. Nobody buys a fondue dish. Let's not even talk about shopping centre car parks. That is possibly one of the most frustrating things on earth.
I went to Chatty the other week.
Oof.
I'm driving around and they've got several different car parks at Chatty.
Yeah.
And then I come past one, 284 spaces. I'm
Excellent.
Like, great. The number was closer to zero.
Yeah, it is.
Than 284.
It was somewhere between the two.
But and they've also they've got those lot of green and red lights.
Those don't fucking work.
Well, yeah, they tell you that there was a space here sometime in the past.
Yeah, they don't work at all.
That's not useful information.
I feel like they take an hour to update. It's fucking useless.
I don't need to know that there was parking here. The fact is there's none now. But the other problem is they've gone, we need to make this tight to fit as many things in as possible. So
yeah, God forbid you drive a slightly larger than normal car.
Yeah, but also, like, the only winning strategy is to find someone who is heading back to their car and stalk them. And then, you park your car, waiting, and they get in, and they're going to put all the bags in, and then they're going to get in, and they sit down, and they got to figure out where they're going and program
the GPS and shit on, and then, of course, you're undercover, so there's no signal, so they sit there waiting 30 seconds or a minute for it to connect, and, yeah.
And meanwhile, you're just caused this backup of traffic, because...
if there's one thing I don't give a fuck about, it's making people in a car park wait.
Well, I had to eventually do that, it's like, I don't give a fuck.
No, I don't give a shit. People make me wait in car parks.
My humanity is just it disappeared.
But what's worse is, because you always got to ask when you're doing the old stalk, right? You got to ask, because the amount of times it's happened to me where you follow someone to their car, they don't motion to you in any way that they're not leaving.
Yes.
They get there, put something in the boot, and then start walking back to the center. Fuck that, man. Like, if you're the kind of person that will walk to you will see somebody following you, and you won't be like, do something to indicate that you're not actually leaving.
Yes.
You're a piece of shit. You're honestly a piece of shit. Yeah.
It's very, yeah. I was almost getting to the point. I was considering winding my window down and just saying to people, I'll give you $50 if you just park this car somewhere, wherever you can.
Yeah.
Just GPS me the location later.
Just send me,
I remember One of the things that annoys me, we were going on a winery tour. This is in summer in the city. You know,
A winery tour in the city?
No, sorry. We were getting on a bus in the city.
Yep.
So I rock up. We get there early. Fuck, it's cold. It's very cold for
In
summer.
summer?
Oh, this day was just
one of those freak days.
Yeah, but yeah. So I'm like, I can't spend all day outside.
No, I'll freeze to death.
Yeah, head over to Target, buy myself a jumper.
Sure.
You got any jumpers? No, it's summer.
See, that shit shouldn't apply in Melbourne. Because in Brisbane makes perfect sense, because it's not going to be cold.
Yeah.
Right? But here, it's random.
I'm like,
You should stock all seasons at all times.
I agree. I'm like, you don't even have a single. No. I'm like, I'll take a pink jumper. I'll take,
Anything.
anything.
A quilt. Doesn't matter.
No. So it's summer. You got t-shirts. You got to wait till winter to buy jumpers. But it's cold outside, right? Like, yeah, you're right. In Melbourne, everyone should have everything. Even if you just minimise the selection.
Leave it out back. Have a pallet of jumpers in the back and leave them there all summer for the one cold day. Drag them out the front, $5 a jumper. You'll sell them like that.
So instead, I was
Freezing
just cold,
all day.
Yeah.
I have to say, speaking of wineries and wine, I like wine. I'm not a huge wine drinker. I do like a good one. The thing is, I don't know anything about wine, right? And I mean the first thing.
You know red and white.
That's it.
That is,
Okay, I suppose that's the first
That's
thing.
the first
I don't know
thing.
the second thing about wine.
Right.
And so, my strategy
Yeah.
in buying wine
Yes.
is always buy the one with the funniest name.
Right.
Because there's always been some amusing ones. There's always amusing ones. Mad Fish. I saw some good ones. I saw one that was just called Gramps.
Gramps.
I thought that was quite humorous. It was actually in a square bottle.
Right.
I don't think it's ever failed me buying wines with funny names.
Oh, well, there you go. It's a bit of wine tips
So
for
there
you
you go.
listeners.
One top tip. Want to buy wine? Don't know the second. Well, you know the first thing.
You know the
but
first
if you
thing.
don't know the second thing about wines, just buy the one with the funniest name. But don't buy white wine because it'll taste like vinegar.
Well, what if the name is hilarious?
Doesn't matter. It only works. I should have stipulated. It only works with red wine because all white wine tastes like vinegar.
I think you've probably alienated half of the listenership.
What's the last one?
Final topic.
Here we go.
So we recently had a house inspection.
Right.
Scrubbed, we cleaned the place up, gussied it all up. Mm-hmm. Guy came around, passed the inspection.
Sure.
And I'm just thinking that guy must have the most warped sense of how people keep their houses tidy.
Yeah.
Every time he's looking at a house, it is on the cleanest day of the year that the house is ever going to experience.
Yeah. The house is absolutely spotless.
But I wonder if he must just feel like, well, how is everyone like? I must just be like a slob. Like every house I go to is just so clean, and I can never hit those. Like, does he feel like he has to keep his house to that same standard?
I don't know. I feel like estate agents are probably pretty aware that people live like fucking slobs and just clean it up in the couple of days leading up to the inspection, to be honest.
I find it interesting, this sort of skewed perspective he would have.
Yeah, it would be very skewed.
This is like, I remember in high school, we were in gym. We had like this gym with all this exercise equipment, and the teacher had to leave, and everyone started mucking around.
Yeah, of course, as they do.
And the teacher came back in and said, "Hey," and he yelled at us, and he all said, "Why is it that you all stop mucking around whenever a teacher comes back?" And I said, "So we don't get in trouble."
What kind of a question is that?
He pulled me up the front. Who said that? Who said that? And I got pulled up the front and told off for being a smartass. But, it must be the same with cops as well. Whenever cops sort of walk around, people are always very polite.
Yeah.
But it's just this, they live in a bubble. This man lives in a bubble who inspects the houses.
Sure.
I just find that interesting.
It's fascinating.
Just these bubbles that people walk around in. They're not real life people. But I found like people do. I used to get my mother would always, people are coming around. We got to clean up the house. Everyone's got to clean up the house all the time.
Yeah.
Just like to what we're not fooling anyone that this is how the house really is. No one's buying that. Like,
No, but I think they appreciate the effort.
Yeah, but
wouldn't you? Or do you really not care?
not if it stressed them out and if they felt like...
If you visited someone and their house was an absolute disaster, though, would you really honestly not care?
I would probably be less inclined to return if I'm stepping over, shit or whatever.
Sure, but like if it's a little bit, see, this is the thing I've always held as well, is if it's a little out of sorts, who cares, right? But if there's shit everywhere, you might start to be a little concerned, more for their welfare than anything else, right? There's got to be a reason they've let it get so out of hand.
Yeah, but I don't want my arrival to
make people go out of their way,
Yeah, to go, oh crap. It's just, I don't know, we all just seem to be in a lie where everyone's lying to each other.
Everyone's living a lie.
When you clean your house, you are lying to the people that are coming to your house.
That's a bit of a stretch, isn't it?
Well, all right, but if you sort of maintain that this is how it was before you got here, if someone says, if you rock up to a nice clean house and you say, oh, I hope you didn't have to put a lot of effort, and then they say, oh, it was no effort at all, they're a liar. And
almost certainly though. In most cases, I think you're absolutely right. Like if I was to, like when you guys came to the barbecue and you saw the house was clean, if you had said, I hope this wasn't any effort at all, I would have been like, I was up till 6 a.m. cleaning this fucking place, so you better appreciate it. Not like, oh no, it's always like this. Pfft. Bullshit.
I don't think I even asked that question.
No, nobody does. That's a rude question to ask. I hope you didn't clean this place up for me.
But it's because
you're implying that it was a mess.
Well, that's the thing. We're all complicit in the lie.
Yeah.
I'm going to believe that this is... Yeah.
But it's the lie that holds the social fabric together. It's the patchwork quilt of society is held together by that lie.
I don't think we need that lie.
We do.
I think we can... Come around to my place.
I need to believe that everybody's place is always tidy.
Why do you need to believe that?
Because...
your place isn't always tidy.
It doesn't matter. I know it's a lie. It's a lie I tell myself to make myself feel good.
But it's such a strange...
You would think it would make me feel bad because my place is generally fucked, and I'm lying to myself that everybody else's isn't.
Yeah.
No, but it's the effort. See, it's the thought that counts.
I
know it's false. It doesn't matter.
Is this kind of like... Is this like assuming everyone else's marriage is always good all the time?
And everybody else's relationships, all that shit.
Yeah,
it makes the world seem like a nicer place. It isn't. It's a shithole. But it makes it seem like a nicer place.
I think we can move beyond the lie. I think we are strong enough now
to admit to ourselves that our lives suck. Everything's constantly fucked. Nobody wants to do any of this shit, but we go through it every day because we feel like we have to.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah, I could be down for that.
I mean...
Some people definitely need a dose of realism.
Any other items?
Don't thumbs up me on Facebook.
You can thumbs up me, though. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Because you know what's going to happen now. You're going to get none, and I'm going to get flooded by them from all 63 of our listeners. Anyway, I'm Thanasi.
I am Tony.
And this has been The Hidden Agenda.
Catch you next time.
Bye-bye.